two of the most advanced stealth fighters ever built. One flies under the American flag, the other under the Red Star of China. Both are fifth generation. Both are radar-evading killing machines. But here is the question nobody can fully answer, and that makes it the most fascinating debate in modern military aviation. If these two jets ever ended up in the same airspace, on opposite sides, which one walks away? Stay with me, because the answer is not what most people expect. To understand who wins, you first need to understand what each jet was actually built to do, because they are not the same aircraft chasing the same mission. The F-35 Lightning II was born from a brutally ambitious program, one airframe to replace dozens of legacy jets across the U.S. Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps, and to arm a dozen allied nations at the same time. Designed by Lockheed Martin, it is a strike fighter built around sensor fusion, stealth, and network integration. It is the node of a massive military network, designed to share data, coordinate with satellites, and paint a complete picture of the battlefield before the enemy even knows it is there. The Chengdu J-20 Mighty Dragon took a different path. China needed a long-range, high-performance air superiority fighter capable of penetrating advanced air defenses and engaging large, high-value targets at distance. Things like AWACS planes, tankers, and carrier-based aircraft. It is bigger than the F-35. It is faster. And it was built with one specific strategic goal in mind: reach out and kill the aircraft that keep American carrier groups alive. These are not mirror images of each other. They were designed to win different kinds of fights. That matters enormously for what comes next. Stealth. Who is harder to see? Both aircraft use radar-absorbent coatings, internal weapons bays, and carefully shaped surfaces to minimize their radar cross-section. But stealth is not binary, and this is where it gets interesting. The F-35 was engineered for an all-aspect, low-observable signature. That means it works hard to be invisible from the front, the sides, and from behind. Lockheed and the Pentagon poured decades of stealth research into minimizing its profile from every direction. The J-20 appears to prioritize frontal stealth. Its long, angular nose and carefully managed forward fuselage suggest a very low front-on radar cross-section, which makes sense for a penetrating strike aircraft approaching a defended target head-on. But independent analysis of its tail section and engine nozzles raises questions about its rear aspect signature. The WS-15 engines now entering service do not yet feature the full serrated thrust nozzles common on F-22 and F-35 variants. Here is the bottom line. In a head-on merge at long range, both aircraft are genuinely hard to detect. But the F-35 may have an edge in the tail chase scenario. That distinction could decide who gets the first shot. Speed, range, and maneuverability. Raw performance numbers tell one side of the story. The J-20 is estimated to reach speeds above Mach 2 in clean configuration, with a combat radius potentially exceeding 1,000 kilometers. For a jet designed to threaten carrier battle groups operating far from Chinese shores, that reach is the whole point. The F-35 is not a speed demon. It tops out around Mach 1.6, and it was never designed to be. Its engineers made a deliberate trade, sacrificing raw kinematic performance for signature management, avionics, and the ability to carry a massive sensor suite. What it lacks in straight-line speed, it more than compensates for in awareness. Now here is something both aircraft share. Neither was designed to win a classic turning dogfight. Close-range visual combat is the scenario both air forces are trying to avoid entirely. If two fifth-generation fighters end up in a knife fight at subsonic speed, something has already gone badly wrong in the mission plan. The war these jets were built to fight is decided at beyond visual range distances, by missiles, sensors, and data, long before the pilots ever see each other. This is where the F-35 has its clearest, most documented advantage, and it is a significant one. The F-35 carries the ANAPG-81 AESA radar, one of the most advanced airborne radars ever fielded. It is paired with the electro-optical targeting system for precision strike, the distributed aperture system that gives the pilot a spherical view of the airspace around the jet, and the most sophisticated sensor fusion architecture ever integrated into a single tactical aircraft. The pilot does not manage separate sensor feeds. The aircraft presents a single, unified tactical picture, updated in real time. The J-20 carries the KLJ-5 AESA radar, an infrared search and track system, and an electro-optical sensor package that mirrors the F-35 concept. China has invested heavily here, and the gap has narrowed considerably compared to even 5 years ago. But the full operational details of the J-20 avionics suite remain classified, and independent verification is limited. What we do know is that the F-35 benefits from decades of operational data, continuous software upgrades through block releases, and a massive allied network feeding it information in real time. The J-20 is a newer operational system with a shorter track record in complex multi-domain exercises. Both jets fight from the inside out. External pylons break stealth, so for a low observable mission, everything has to fit in internal weapons base, and this shapes what each aircraft can bring to a fight. The F-35 carries the AIM-120D AMRAAM, a battle-proven beyond visual range missile with active radar guidance and a range exceeding 150 kilometers in its latest variants. For close-in work, it carries the AIM-9X Sidewinder, one of the most agile, heat-seeking missiles ever built. 2 internal bays, proven integration, decades of combat-tested software. The J-20 carries the PL-15, China's answer to the AMRAAM, with an estimated range that may actually exceed the AIM-120D. Some analysts believe the PL-15 reaches out to 200 kilometers or beyond. It also carries the PL-10 for short-range combat, a highly maneuverable missile with a wide acquisition angle. The J-20 has a larger fuselage with 3 internal bays, giving it potentially more internal weapons capacity than the F-35. If the PL-15 range estimates are accurate, China has closed, and possibly surpassed, the missile range advantage the United States held for decades. That is not a detail. That changes the entire geometry of a beyond visual range engagement. The engine problem. Here is a vulnerability in the J-20 story that does not get enough attention. China's intended power plant for the J-20 is the domestically developed F-15 engine, a high-thrust turbofan designed to give the aircraft true supercruise capability and the performance profile its airframe promises. The WS-15 is now entering service, but its operational maturity and production reliability are not yet at the level of the F-135 engine powering the F-35. Earlier, J-20 production variants flew on Russian AL-31F engines, an off-the-shelf solution that limited performance and created a supply chain dependency. Transitioning to the WS-15 is the right long-term answer, but immature engines mean higher maintenance burden, lower mission readiness rates, and potential limits on sustained high-performance operations. The F-135, powering the F-35, is a mature, well-documented engine with an extensive service record. That operational reliability advantage is real, and in a sustained conflict scenario, it translates directly into sortie generation rates. No fighter wins a modern air war alone. This might be the single most important factor of the entire comparison, and it is where the F-35 holds a structural advantage that is extremely difficult to replicate. The F-35 was designed from day one as a networked node. It transmits and receives targeting data through the multifunction advanced data link, a low probability of intercept data link that connects it to other F-35s, to E-3 Sentry and E-7 Wedgetail AWACS aircraft, to naval surface combatants, and to ground-based command systems. An F-35 pilot is not just flying a jet. The pilot is operating inside a shared tactical picture built from dozens of sources simultaneously. The J-20 operates inside China's own data-linked network, which has been developing rapidly and is far more capable today than it was even 5 years ago. But the scope of interoperability, the number of integrated platforms, and the decades of real-world operational refinement that underpin the American network architecture represent a gap that raw hardware cannot close quickly. Who sees first, decides first, shoots first. In fifth-generation air combat, that is not a principle. That is the entire outcome. So which jet wins? The answer, as with most serious military analysis, is that it depends entirely on the scenario, and both answers are defensible. In a long-range penetration strike against a defended target, the J-20 has the legs, the speed, and the frontal stealth to be a genuinely dangerous threat. Its PL-15 missiles extend its lethal reach, and its size gives it internal capacity that the F-35 cannot match. In a networked multi-domain engagement where the F-35 is operating as part of a fully integrated joint force, the picture shifts significantly. Superior sensor fusion, proven data links, mature avionics, and the combined intelligence of allied platforms create a situational awareness advantage that is very hard to overcome purely through raw aircraft performance. In a pure head-to-head engagement with no external support at beyond visual range, it comes down to who detects first, who gets a firing solution first, and whose missile reaches its target first. That engagement is genuinely close, closer than most Western analysts would have admitted a decade ago. What this comparison really tells us is that the era of deciding air battles by which jet can turn tighter or fly faster is over. The next peer-level air engagement will be decided by networks, software, electronic warfare, and the ability to deny the enemy information while protecting your own. Both the J-20 and the F-35 represent the most sophisticated expressions of that reality their respective nations have produced. The J-20 is a serious, capable, mature combat aircraft, and anyone who dismisses it has not been paying attention. The F-35, for all its troubled development history, has become the backbone of Western air power for a reason. No engagement between them has ever taken place, and let us hope it stays that way. But if you want to know which Air Force has spent more time, money, and operational experience making its fifth-generation fighter work as part of a complete warfighting system, that answer is less ambiguous than the jets themselves.